Ever since My Hero Academia ended, it's been really challenging for me personally to find a new manga and anime to get into. I've tried to get into Demon Slayer, I've tried to get into Jujutsu Kaisen, Spy X Family. In the end, I couldn't get into those three. Spy X Family was a really good first season, but then as you progress into the cruise arc, I got bored very, very easily. Demon Slayer for me, the first season itself was really, really hard to get into because he's just winning all the time. I don't mind when someone is winning all the time, is winning often, but I like to see in a story a character that is, along the lines like they struggle, right? Demon Slayer, it just felt like he was constantly just winning and barely struggling to get through. And then Jujutsu Kaisen, first season was good, but then as the plot where they go into the schools fighting each other, it got boring. I just literally couldn't pay attention to it anymore, and I just got distracted very easily because I felt like nothing was happening. So as I was researching for a new manga to get into and a new anime, I actually came across a manhwa, something called Solo Leveling. Now, the way I typically like to read mangas, or in this case, a manhwa, is I actually prefer to buy the first two volumes so that I can kind of understand where the story is going or how the plot is developing. And is it worth the read? Yeah, this one's definitely worth the read. Jinwoo Sung's story in the first volume, the first part of him obtaining his powers, that part was a little predictable for me. But as he develops these powers and goes into becoming a higher rank hunter, it actually starts to pick up right after he leaves his first dungeon and, obtains his powers. Now, without going too much into spoilers, what I really, really like about this is the fact that this is character development, right? This is wonderful character development. The artwork looks really, really good in these manhwas, and it honestly takes me to it gives me a little bit of hope in regards to where Korean manhwas are going to be going in the near future. Because lately I've noticed that the Japanese manga culture really loves to prioritize the big brands. One Piece, Dragon Ball, Jujutsu, Demon Slayer. The big ones are always, highly promoted. But the smaller ones are harder to find, in my opinion, right? And it makes sense, right? The big ones, they make money. The small ones, though, they don't want to invest into it, right? Often I'm fed new suggestions in Crunchyroll, and that's usually where I will get my recommendations. And, I'm getting promotions for anime such as that time That time I got reincarnated as a slime. Just doesn't work, right? And it's a short anime, but it keeps getting promoted to me. And so I don't want to take the time right now to read all of One Piece. Dragon Ball, I've read it, right? I've seen it all, right? Couldn't get into Jujutsu Kaisen, right? I didn't really read the manga for that and Demon Slayer, but I feel like if I read them, I'd be kind of wasting my time because I saw the animes first. And I know usually the mangas are better, but Solo Leveling, it's not like that in any form or way, right? Solo Leveling, you basically learn Jinwoo Sung, who he is, why he's a hunter, what's he doing it all for, and then how his powers are affecting him. He's the lowest rank hunter in his world, right? He's constantly getting hurt. He's a bit of a joke, right? It's a good underdog story, right? Because all of a sudden he's given all these powers, and then now he's trying to learn what it's doing to him, but it's also you read the side characters and how it's affecting them as well, right? So if you're looking for something good to read in regards to a comic book series, I'm actually going to suggest uh, look into the Korean markets and see what they have. Because lately I've noticed too how like the Korean markets, they're really creating and producing good content, right? We had the first season of Squid Games. We've had, the Solo Leveling, and then K-pop Demon Hunter, even though that's, the demographic for that is usually young little girls and all that. It's still a good story, right? People are enjoying it. So I really do believe that the Korean industry in regards to entertainment, it's really starting to take off. And where it goes in the next few years, I don't know. But if Japan's manga industry continues going down the route it's going on, a lot of people are probably going to start feeling left out. Like I said, I've had the conversations about One Piece many, many times with other manga lovers, and I tell them the same thing, and they all understand. It's a really long story, and it's still going, right? So I'm kind of just, I want to find something that's new and creative and fun to read, and not have to read through a ton of content from the last almost 20 years, right? But that's not saying I'm discouraging One Piece or Dragon Ball or all these other mangas and animes. If you like them, great. If you really truly enjoy them, don't let me stop you from that. But for me, it's just I need something that's new and fresh and innovative in regards to it's a good story and it's still developing, right? And I understand that Solo Leveling, the manhwas are done and Ragnarok is being made, but the fact that the animes are still going right now, like they're still producing the movie next and then season 3, that kind of just gets me motivated. Like, okay, I can read all of this before the anime goes any further or we get more of the comic strips in the near future. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think of Solo Leveling? Did you like it? Do you like it? Write your comments below. Or if you have a manhwa or a manga recommendation for me, also write that in the comments. I would love to hear your recommendations because I'm looking for more to read. And if you like this content, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one, guys. Take care.